Devoxx4Kids.
No, my name is Boksburg. Basically, I started Devoxx4Kids South Africa, an initiative to just introduce programming to children from a very young age. So basically, programming, electronics, and robotics. The fundamental reasons why I started this initiative is because a lot of our children, when they finish high school, they go to universities or tertiary education. Various fields now introduces programming as a first-year subject because the world is vastly changing and we are moving into a more technological age, and the industry even, are introducing technology into the various fields, and it might even replace. So, because there's a demand for programming and technology, it is wise to introduce programming to young children so that they can get an overview of what programming is about, and as they grow up in life, they will actually know that what other subjects is required on top of programming. Basically trying to introduce it to young children, and hopefully they have a future interest into programming, into engineering, into robotics, and into other scientific fields or STEM field as well. So that's the reason for Devoxx4Kids. It's an international initiative. So started in Belgium in 2012. An 11-year-old son wanted to learn programming from his dad. He couldn't find material, so he started it. There are various Devoxx4Kids events also in Africa, some in Morocco, some in Algeria, some in Tunisia. There's also one in South Africa. So it's not only here, it's also worldwide. Okay, so basically in today's event, since it's our very first event, we wanted just get the kids to be interested into programming. So the first activity they're doing is Hour of Code, where they actually do programming, but using blocks. So each block contains behind it contains a code. So basically what they do is they play a game, and then the game has a problem to be solved. And what they do is they build solution using blocks, and then run it to see if actually the block of code that they've written or they've built actually solve the problem. The second activity, it's also similar to the first one, which is a Scratch-like programming event, but it's called Code Combat. Basically what they do is, it's also a game where each activity is also a problem-solving challenge. And what they do is they type code. So they will learn now how we in the programming industry, actually build solutions or solve solutions using code. So basically they will type code, there will be a problem written on the screen, they have to physically type code on the computer and then run it. And then if it's solved, they can go to the next activity. And then after lunch, the kids will learn a bit of HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. So HTML, for those who don't know, is basically the internet. So everything, 90% of the information nowadays can be found on the internet. And the way it's presented is through websites, and websites are built using HTML. So we're trying to teach them how to build a basic website using HTML. HTML is even used on smartphones these days. So most of apps runs HTML at the background. So we're trying to give them that building blocks on how to build websites so that in future they may build, smart apps for the phone using HTML. Many industries use that. Google, Facebook, Microsoft build their application using HTML. So we're trying to teach kids how to build very small websites with HTML, and they've got the course material provided. We're just going to go skim through it, and then they'll have like an hour or two try to create a website of their own and see how creative they come up with, and hopefully they enjoy it at the end of the day. And then we also got certificates to hand them, and yeah. So basically it's all to have fun today and see how far it goes. Devoxx4Kids, we want to take it to the next level. So right now we're trying to introduce programming, because in the fields of electronics and robotics and whatever, programming is one of the core fundamental building blocks into engineering and robotics. So where we want to see for now is trying to educate kids into various fields of technology, into robotics, into engineering, and then even make it a bit bigger. So Devoxx4Kids is basically giving them building blocks. We want to teach as many things that we know, that we use every day, to the kids, and then let's see how far they go. So that's how far we want to see ourselves going, and hopefully, by the grace of God, we can make it work.